The Great Pyramid of Giza is a marvel of ancient engineering. Standing tall on the Giza plateau, it has fascinated historians, archaeologists, and tourists alike for centuries. This monumental structure is not just a pile of stones, it is a symbol of the ingenuity and determination of the ancient Egyptians. It stands as a testament to the ingenuity of the ancient Egyptians. Each stone block, some weighing as much as 80 tons, was meticulously placed to create this architectural masterpiece. The precision with which these stones were cut and aligned is astonishing even by today's standards. Built over 4,500 years ago, it was the tallest structure on Earth for almost 4 millennia. This incredible feat of engineering remained unsurpassed until the construction of the Eiffel Tower in 1889. Imagine the awe and wonder it must have inspired in those who saw it for the first time. Imagine a pyramid as tall as a 40-story building. Standing at an original height of 146.6 meters, the Great Pyramid was a beacon of human achievement. Even today it dominates the skyline of Giza, a silent witness to the passage of time. That's how tall the Great Pyramid was. Its sheer size and scale are difficult to comprehend until you stand at its base and look up. The pyramid covers an area of 13 acres and consists of approximately 2.3 million stone blocks. It's made of millions of stone blocks carefully stacked on top of each other. The construction techniques used by the ancient Egyptians are still a subject of much debate and research. How did they move these massive stones? How did they achieve such precision? These blocks are mostly limestone, a common rock in Egypt. The outer casing stones, which have mostly eroded away, were made of highly polished Tura limestone, reflecting the sun's rays and making the pyramid shine like a gem in the desert. The Great Pyramid is not just big, it's also very old. It has stood the test of time, surviving earthquakes, looters, and the harsh desert climate. Its endurance is a testament to the skill and knowledge of its builders. It was built around 2560 BC, during a time when most of the world was still using simple tools. The construction of the Great Pyramid required not only advanced engineering skills but also a highly organized workforce and a deep understanding of mathematics and astronomy. The fact that people could build something so complex so long ago is truly amazing. The Great Pyramid of Giza continues to inspire and intrigue us, reminding us of the incredible capabilities of human ingenuity and the enduring legacy of ancient civilizations. Most historians believe that the Great Pyramid was built as a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu. Pharaohs were the kings of ancient Egypt, and they believed in a life after death. They built elaborate tombs to ensure their comfort in the afterlife. Inside the Great Pyramid, there are several chambers and passageways. One of these chambers, called the King's Chamber, contains a large granite sarcophagus. This is where Khufu's body was likely placed after his death. However, no body or treasure has ever been found inside the Great Pyramid. Some people believe that the tomb was robbed in ancient times. Others believe that Khufu may have been buried elsewhere. Contrary to popular belief, the Great Pyramid was not built by slaves. Evidence suggests that it was built by skilled laborers who were paid for their work. These workers were proud of their craft and saw the pyramid as a sacred project. The workers lived in a nearby village with their families. They had access to food, water, and medical care. They were even given time off to celebrate religious festivals. The construction of the Great Pyramid was a massive undertaking. It took thousands of workers working together for over 20 years to complete. Their skill and dedication are evident in the pyramid's enduring structure. The first step in building the Great Pyramid was to quarry the stone. This monumental task required immense planning and labor, as the ancient Egyptians had to source and prepare the materials that would form the foundation of one of the most iconic structures in human history. Most of the stone came from nearby quarries located just a few miles from the construction site. These quarries were rich in limestone, a material that was relatively easy to work with and abundant in the region. However, some of the granite blocks, which were used for the inner chambers and certain structural elements, came from quarries hundreds of miles away in Aswan. Transporting these massive stones over such great distances was a feat of engineering and logistics. The workers used copper tools to cut the limestone blocks. Copper, though a soft metal by modern standards, was the hardest metal available to the Egyptians at the time. Copper is a soft metal, which meant that the tools would wear down quickly and needed frequent sharpening. Despite this, the Egyptians were able to achieve remarkable precision in their stone cutting. But it was the hardest metal available to the Egyptians at the time. They developed techniques to maximize the efficiency of their tools, ensuring that each cut was as effective as possible. They used chisels and saws to shape the blocks to the desired size and shape. This process required not only physical strength but also a deep understanding of the properties of the stone. For the harder granite blocks, which were much more difficult to work with than limestone, the workers used a different technique. They couldn't rely on copper tools alone to cut through the dense granite. They would find a natural crack in the rock, which would serve as a starting point for their work, and then hammer in wooden wedges. These wedges were carefully placed and driven into the cracks with great precision. They would then soak the wedges in water, a process that might seem simple but was incredibly effective, causing the wood to expand and split the rock. This method allowed them to break off large chunks of granite without the need for advanced tools, showcasing their ingenuity and resourcefulness. Section 5. Moving mountains, building wonders. Once the blocks were cut, they had to be transported to the pyramid construction site. This was no small feat, as the quarries were often located miles away from the construction site. The journey was arduous and required meticulous planning and coordination. Workers had to navigate through rough terrains, ensuring that the massive stone blocks remained intact throughout the journey. This was a major logistical challenge, as some of the blocks weighed as much as 80 tons. Imagine the sheer effort and manpower required to move such colossal stones. It wasn't just about strength, it was about strategy and teamwork. The workers had to synchronize their movements perfectly to ensure the blocks moved smoothly. The workers used a combination of sledges, rollers, and levers to move the blocks. These tools were ingeniously simple, yet incredibly effective. Sledges allowed the stones to be dragged across the ground, while rollers and levers provided the necessary mechanical advantage to lift and shift the blocks. This combination of tools showcased the ancient Egyptians' deep understanding of physics and engineering. They may have also poured water on the sand in front of the sledges to reduce friction. This technique, though seemingly simple, was revolutionary. By wetting the sand, they created a slick surface that made it easier to slide the heavy stones. This method significantly reduced the amount of force needed to move the blocks, showcasing their innovative problem-solving skills. The exact methods used to transport and lift the blocks are still debated by historians. Despite extensive research and numerous theories, the precise techniques remain a mystery. Archaeologists and historians continue to study ancient texts, artifacts, and construction sites to uncover more clues. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding the incredible ingenuity of ancient builders. Some theories suggest the use of ramps, which could have been built in a straight line or in a spiral around the pyramid. These ramps would have provided a gradual incline, making it easier to haul the massive stones to the desired height. The construction of such ramps would have required careful planning and a deep understanding of geometry and physics, while others propose a system of levers and rollers. This method would have involved a series of coordinated movements, with workers using levers to lift the stones onto rollers, which would then be pushed or pulled to the desired location. This technique highlights the ancient Egyptians' ability to maximize the use of simple machines to achieve monumental tasks. Regardless of the method, the feat of moving these massive stones is a testament to human ingenuity. It speaks volumes about the determination, creativity, and collaborative spirit of the ancient builders. Their achievements continue to inspire and baffle modern engineers and architects, reminding us of the incredible potential of human innovation and teamwork. Section 6. Reaching for the sky. Lifting the massive stone blocks into place was another engineering challenge. The Egyptians didn't have modern cranes or pulleys, so they had to rely on their ingenuity. One theory is that they built massive earthen ramps that spiraled around the pyramid as it grew taller. Workers would drag the blocks up the ramps on sledges. Another theory suggests the use of a system of levers and rollers. This method would have required a complex system of ropes and wooden beams. Despite the lack of modern technology, the Egyptians managed to lift the blocks to heights of over 400 feet. Section 7. A recipe lost to time. The Great Pyramid is not just a pile of stones. The blocks are held together by a thin layer of mortar. This mortar was incredibly strong and durable, and it has helped to preserve the pyramid for thousands of years. The exact recipe for the mortar is unknown. We know that it was made from a mixture of gypsum, sand and water, but the precise proportions and any additional ingredients remain a mystery. Modern scientists have been unable to replicate the strength and durability of the ancient Egyptian mortar. This is just one of the many mysteries surrounding the construction of the Great Pyramid. Section 8. Aligned with the stars. The Great Pyramid is remarkably aligned with the cardinal directions. The sides of the pyramid face almost perfectly north, south, east and west. This level of accuracy is astounding, especially considering the tools available at the time. How did the ancient Egyptians achieve such precise alignment? One theory is that they used the stars to guide them. By observing the movement of certain stars, they could determine true north. Another theory suggests they used the shadows cast by the sun during specific times of the year. The Egyptians were skilled astronomers and understood the cycles of the sun and stars. Section 9. Unlocking the secrets. The Great Pyramid of Giza is a testament to the ingenuity and skill of the ancient Egyptians. It stands today as a symbol of their civilization and a source of endless fascination. While we have learned much about the pyramid, many mysteries remain. How did they transport and lift the massive blocks? What is the exact recipe for their incredibly durable mortar? Why is the pyramid so precisely aligned with the cardinal directions? Continued research and exploration may one day unlock these secrets and reveal even more about the wonders of the ancient world.